So this series is a continuation of the basic routing, CCNA routing concepts. So this is part two. So in part one, we covered setting up our topology, and also we configured the IP addresses. So we'll start by just doing a troubleshooting. We'll just do a debug that will demonstrate how to troubleshoot routing issues. So on router one, I will turn on debugging. So I'll do a debug IP packet detail, packet detail. And I'll use the same command on router 3 because I'm going to be trying to ping router 3. So from router 1, we'll do a ping, and then we'll try and ping router 3. Router 3's interface. So we do a show IP interface brief. So the IP address is 172.168.0.3. Try and ping it. So you can see the messages from the debug. The messages here. We'll look at the messages real quick to see if there's any information that's can be any of any use to us. So as you can see here, it's attempting to route using its source IP address of 192.168.1.1. This destination is router 3 172.168.0.3. Okay, it's just using the forwarding information base, the feed, to try and process. So this is the first bucket here. So we didn't set up a default route, so that I guess it was trying to use that. Okay, so here it says not enough information to forward, because we didn't set up a default route anyways. Then the next message here, you can see the packet routing failed. It's unroutable. So you're gonna get the same message for all the 4 packets, because it tries to send out 4 packets. So we can, if you don't want to see too many messages, you can ping it, and then you can say the repeat. Instead of sending out 4, you can just send out 1. In this case, you just get the messages that you get are not as many as the last ones that we got, but they're gonna be the same. So it's gonna attempt to send. It's gonna attempt to use the default route. There's no default route. It's gonna fail, and then it's gonna tell you it's because it's unroutable. There's no route, and the unroutable means there's no route on the routing table for 172.168. So you do show IP route. Sure enough, there's nothing that there's no default gateway. Gateway of last resort is not set, and then there's nothing that tells it how to get to 172.16.0 subnet. All it knows about is the locally connected or the directly connected interfaces. Okay, so to solve this, you can use a routing protocol, or we can use a static route. So in this, we'll start by using a static route. We'll configure a static route pointing to router 3, and the next hop is going to be router 2. So we know how to get to router 2. We send the packet to router 2, and router 2 knows how to get to router 3. Send it to router 3. So to configure the static route, you do config T, and then configure IP route, and then you tell it which network where you're trying to get to. In this case, we're trying to get to 172.160.0, 255.255.255. Then we just give it the next hop, which will be router 2, which is 192.168.192.168.1.2. You can also set up metric. In this case, we don't need to. Now, if you look at the routing table, it knows how to get to 172.168. 172.168.1.16.0 via router 2. So again, we'll try and see if we can ping it. It's gonna fail, and the reason why is because router 3 still does not have a route path. Router 3 does not know how to get back to router 1. Doesn't have the 192 subnet. So we'll go ahead and ping and then see what debug messages we're getting. So in this case, you can see that it's saying that the packet routing was successful. It succeeded. We're not only failing on this end, but if we go to router 3, it's getting unroutable. Packet routing failed. Not enough information. There's no default route or any route pointing to the 192.168 subnet. So to fix that, we'll configure static route from router 3 pointing back to router 1. So T IP route will be going to 192.168.0.255, and we'll be using router 3, which is 172.168.0.2. 6.0.2. It's going to be our next hop. Now the show IP route. We have a static route that takes us to the 192.168.1 subnet, and that's going to go via through router 2. So if you do a ping again this time, ping should be successful. Tells you that the ping was the packet routing succeeded. It routed the packet, and then should have received the packet back. Same thing with this one. This time we don't have any failure. So it did route a packet by sending it to router 2, and packet routing succeeded. Okay, and so that's the demonstration on how to troubleshoot routing, basic routing issues, and also how to configure static routes. So in the next video, we'll remove the static routes and use routing protocol, EIGRP, to do the routing. Again, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.